Motivate you like a preacher. I just pray to God I reach you. Lift you up just like a pastor. Spend my life ducking disaster. Way too up, can't bring me down. 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 Motivate you like a preacher. I just pray to God I reach you. Lift you up just like a pastor. Spend my life ducking disaster.
Yo. 420 Kids live direct in effect, Oklahoma City, bound to D-Town. Knowledge is key. Dirty Mac, and what's happening?
God body.
Yes, sir. Reed, what's the biz? Yes. Hey.
What's cracking?
Hey, man, what's going on with the rap music and the culture vultures? That's what today's episode is about. Rap music and the culture vultures. How everybody else is exploiting our culture and getting paid off of it, and they teach us to hate it. Give us a little insight on that, bro.
Before I give the insight to the people that's feeding off the energy, let's give light to the people that's actually bringing the energy. What's up to the 420 kids, man? How everybody doing out there? What's going down? Karmic Dynasty. What's popping with your goddess? All of the small businesses struggling or not even struggling. The ones that are succeeding. The ones that are profit. The ones that are finding a way to network to increase their network. You know what I'm saying? Because the vultures won't be able to feed on you unless you dead, unless you living thinking of death, speaking of death, talking towards that. But if you actually bring in light to situations, if you're actually bringing an energy of building and of growth, then vultures is not going to feed on somebody that can move and just grab the vulture and snap the vulture neck. So as far as rap music and the culture vultures, yeah, unfortunately, when I struggle thinking this is something that actually people are doing as well, but we'll get to that. As far as a vulture, I think if somebody makes a plan to follow the script that somebody authored for you, until you learn how to think from the inside out and you learn how to just be who you are. Like, we don't have to be what the plan manipulates you to think what you are. So, I mean, that's just where I'm, starting that off, man. Is my take on the vulture situation, because you definitely have people, the media feeds on negativity. They created the East Coast, West Coast beef. They create beef with rap labels. Takeoff get killed. It starts a trend of media, and now the people do it. It's for likes and views. So, it's not even about, it's not even about that. The people do the work now, because everybody's trying to live. We on a system that's not a natural system to live off of. Like, what if the lions and the bears and the elephants had to do tricks? They do when they're in the zoo. You know what I'm saying? We all think we free, bro, and it looks otherwise. But that's just where I would start off, man. It's a state of what we live in, a state of the conditions.
Hey, I can dig that. I appreciate that insight, man. Let's go to this little short video article real quick, and then we'll get back on these culture vultures.
Back then, being a crackhead wasn't cool. Now it seems like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup, and
it's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
It's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Before I come in, let's listen to Kanye speak about the same issue.
If you go to Apple right now, go to Apple Music. Let's load up the top 10 songs. I guarantee you they're promoting black serial killing.
Absolutely.
Not just one. They're promoting black. The red media is making money off of blacks being serial killers to each other. Also misogynistic. The red media is making money off of that.
The media. So with these media stations promoting negative institutions or derogative images about African Americans, not only do they do it in the media, they do it in the educational system as well. 2023, right now, they're teaching African American children about slavery, our history, or his story, instead of my story, which remains a mystery to us. So in turn, we view them in the image of God. It's a lot of things going on just about the whole culture that we take credit for the negative stuff that they taught us when this is not even our actual culture. You hear me? So that was just one of the Jewish record label executives. He said he got to eat. You hear me? He said he got a family to feed. You hear me? He got a family to feed. So our youth is suffering because these record labels are promoting dangerous narratives, and then they putting these young artists out on the streets. You hear me? In different states, different neighborhoods, they don't know where they at, and they're saying, "Look, it's because the lyrics that you're talking about." But no, you're promoting the lyrics on these multi-million-dollar conglomerates. So we love to point the finger at us. The media is a serial killer, and they gonna start promoting anti-socialism on here. Everybody dissing everybody, and hey, that's what they promote. So we got to counteract that. We got to come with a networking system like never before. We're supposed to be building, a Black America within America. Black economics. We all need to come together, because right now it's divided we falling. Instead of united we stand. That's my little piece on it. But just the rap music, it's well beyond even in the religion. Be submissive to an image of God. And then, come on, man. At some point in time, we got to start recorrecting ourselves. But we should be taught the correct knowledge from Jump Street. We shouldn't have to recorrect ourselves. That's my piece, though.
Nah, definitely, God body. We definitely shouldn't have to recorrect ourselves. But when you look at how the clip started out, they had these pills and drugs and all this on the table. So understand that illness is sold to you. Confusion, death, murder, all of these things that exist comes with the system of currency that we currently spend. This is what it feeds on. Whatever this is, or whatever they is, feeds on you having fear, feeds on you having illness, feeds on you having anger. It feeds on all of these different things, whatever it is. So yeah, it puts stuff in food. It creates disease in the air. It creates STDs. It creates all these things to make you live as unnatural as possible. Unnatural as possible. It's not a fear thing, because guess what? Nature actually provided a solution to all of the problems we have. Like we have issues, but then nature has naturally provided you the solutions, but we don't really deal with nature. Like that's the part that throws me off. Like I heard a dude talking about people eating shrooms, for instance. People eating mushrooms. Yeah, no, mushroom is considered a drug in this world, the way they put it there. Weed is considered drugs. But he said mushrooms is the same thing as opening paint and sniffing paint. Ah, man. Like, is this the mentality of people that we force to be around every day? You have to get along. Okay, get along, gang. And you can't even be honest with people. You can't even say, you know what? There are poisonous mushrooms in this world. There's There's ones that do other stuff. There's foods. There's all, but thinking that it's like sniffing paint. I mean, come on, brother. Like, but with this being said, whose culture is being with the vultures? Whose culture are they attacking? We have accepted this culture. Like we have accepted that it's drugs, that like all of these things that we know there's the energy that's feeding on. We actually have a fear of speaking towards that. We can talk about killing each other. We will talk. We'll do all of the everything they just put there. That Kanye West holding up signs. He's protesting. Hey, look, I'm trying to tell you what's going on. We say, man, that nigga need to take his medicine. He tripped. Kanye West is bugging, is what a lot of people would say. But hey, man, this dude telling you, man, they didn't drug me. He telling them they didn't drug me. They hit me, Bob Marley. He did all that speaking. He got a blister in his foot. Boom. No more Bob Marley. Like, bro, we have to at some point catch up to catch on. Yeah, because we leaving it where it's vultures. If one person wake up and they wait for one fruit to get off the tree, that fruit gonna be shining like a mug. Then when they see what it is, like, all right, we gotta get. But it's so bad now that they actually have the people that you would be helping to bring up. They the ones that's gonna do you. Like it's the craziest, man. It's the craziest cycle in this world. It's to where you see, like, we need each other. We all need each other. We all trying to build. But if somebody stick out more than somebody, man, they have really made a system where I see how the AI could easily come in and take in and disrupt and disturb because us as people, man, they have set it up mathematically where we will do the work for whatever the system is. It's set up to where because of survival is our natural instinct. We will do whatever to survive. So, I mean, they just set up the system where in order to make money, I mean, you seen a man on there. He's an exec. He said, hey, man, I got a family.
I got a family to feed.
I want to live nice. I want to
chop that up and screw that. I got a family to feed. What Bob Marley say? How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand around and look? Hey, yeah, man. All we do is we desire to be a part of their table. A beggar nation can never rise to its independence. So we have to get. There's no power in consuming. There's no such thing as consumer power. You invest in a product, you distribute it to the consumers. The consumption stage is the last stage. You've been hoodwinked, you've been charged 4 times what it's originally worth. And the culture vulture is just another word of saying exploitation. Now I often like to use this as an example. Just look at the black women in the hair. This is a 100% business that's off. We're spending billions of dollars a year on the hair industry, and we're not getting nothing in return because we're at the consumption level. You hear me? Now, with the black women being the smartest, most educated mind on the planet, why you would think something to be like, hey, that'll snap. Hey, man, this is all our dollars. You hear me? Just look at, I don't know, the black neighborhoods around. Look how many Asian and Arabs own the corner stores. Do you think they're gonna let you go to their neighborhood and own anything? No. So we think people who look like us is trying to cheat us, and we don't. They laugh at our face. Oh, you're the African Americans are the biggest consumers on the planet. So we don't mind getting ripped off when we go to them. You hear me? So we gotta get to teach us about black economics or about economics in general. Like Kanye West said, he said, hey man, they not teaching us about this shit. You hear me? They not teaching us about it. How many of us grew up on the system, welfare babies, HUD housing, food stamps, WIC, you hear me? No wonder we're all, yay, Democrats. They talk about issues that affecting us, you hear me? They don't got no solutions though. They just get up here and talk some shit. You hear me? They've been doing podcasts for years. You hear me? They've been talking shit for years. Yeah, not promising nothing. You think Biden, he wore a different color sheet than Bush, or Donald Trump. They wore different color sheets. Okay, so yeah, man. Our whole entire culture is being exploited. We have been exploited in person, our land. You hear me? Nigga, you the Indian, nigga. that they talking about, who got the stolen land from them, it's the motherfuckers that they calling niggas right now. You heard me? That's my little piece, man. So we getting exploited every which way but lose.
Speaking of that, like that's something I found out, man, the last couple of days is that my great grandmother, Grandma Masuba, she was real dark skinned, but she did have these high cheekbones. But I just found out that she was from the Blackfoot tribe. Like she actually told people that her people was Blackfoot. So with the first states, you know, that they claimed in the U.S. was 1787. You know, it was when the first state was supposedly officiated. Hey, in 1787, we call this state. All right, yeah, they claim in 1787 to the first state in the United States. So she lived to close to 100 years old. So if you go 100 years back in her life, and then she knew her grandparents, if she knew they was Blackfoot, then they went past the beginning of what we call the United States. But we don't think about that. We don't think that, hey man, before we call Kansas, the land of Kansas, that was there. People was there. They lived there. We don't think that over all these different nations that before it was called this, before it had a city, somebody lived there. Like people was there. So when you connect your DNA to these past developments, you realize this is what they call Akashic records. So a lot of things within this music carries a vibration. So they don't want those vibrations attached to an Akashic record. They don't want these vibrations attached to anything that will vibe and vibrate to a place that where people start connecting back to natural, your natural earth, your natural self, you're naturally who you are formed to be, because then you'll even realize, say, the monetary system, for instance. The monetary system works for one reason, because of beliefs. I mean, if you believe in a religion, you believe in the money, you believe in all these different things, except you forget to believe in yourself. You know, this is the biggest thing you can possibly believe in, is believe in yourself. But you have, we will say, man, listen, if you put $1 billion in a field and you say, Phil, I want an apartment complex. I got $1 billion. The apartment complex only costs $30 million. Say the apartment complex, but I put $1 billion out there. Guess what? No apartment complex is going to get built. The power is in the people. The power is in your mind. Like, and this is the biggest thing to talk on. Like, man, you have to start seeing your worth. I see the worth in other people. And I have to learn to see the worth in myself. It's something that it takes work on, man. A lot of times we get caught up between, I don't look the way I want to look. I don't feel the way I feel like I should feel. I don't look the way I feel like I should feel. Look, we all have different, man, and it gets worse. The longer we hear, we start getting more things that make us doubt ourselves. I'm too old. I don't move how I used to. Whatever, all of these negative, man, we have to learn to silence that mind. Like, silence that mind, and then these vultures will not be able to step around and just attack you and do whatever it wants to be done, man, because like it is like it's an alarm going off. Like, we don't realize that we in very different times in this world. Like at those times, you know, in the past, we knew what time it was. Like you see the Avatar movies where the avatars lining up, they jumping on the dragons, they flying in the sky. Shit, right now we supposed to We supposed to have, we supposed to have everything. We supposed to be drumming up that energy, but instead we sitting around Dosa. Yeah, I gotta go to work, man. It's the weekend. I've been getting beat all week. Shit, Master been beating me all week. You know, man, it's the weekend. I'm gonna watch the game. I'm finna watch the game. They put something on the grill, eat a little bit, man. Look, we got A's, you know, snap out of it for real. You know, it's certain points, man. But that's my take, man. We getting ate on because these vultures eating on us because we're not learning. Like they planned a long time ago to make hip hop rap. You know, they planned a long time, even before we called ourselves African Americans. Guess what, people? we called ourselves Negroes. You know, Jesse Jackson, he gets credit for the African American take. But to all the African Americans in this world, everybody else is American, but you're African American. So the joke is on you. Like, if you still associate with this, I mean, it's hilarious to me because they be like, oh, we're Americans. Guess what? When you see yourself getting beat, man, choked out on the street, and then, you know, none of the laws actually go for you, man, because you from Africa for real. You're not even, yeah, you are. You're three-fifths of a human being. Like, man, we have to start knowing the belief system, belief things is, you know, hey, you know, it got you to where it was supposed to get you to. Man, it got to be 2.0. It's time to take it to the next level, man. That's my take right there on the, you know, rap music and the culture vulture, though.
And the culture vulture, I appreciate that insight too. The culture vulture is exploiting much more than rap. You hear me? So back to we talking about the Indians. If you start doing the blood work, you'll start saying, like I say, African Americans or niggas, you say I'm Indian to try to say I'm better than the rest of the niggas, not really subconsciously knowing that we're the indigenous people to this land who migrated from Africa. So like I said, when they come up with that term, because where's China for? Chinese people. Japan is for the Japanese. Africa is for the Africans. You hear me? But we just happen to be Africans in America, and we're the indigenous people to both lands. So just like we took the word nigga and made it, you know, in term of endearment. What's up, my nigga? Knowledge, that's my nigga right there. That's a term of endearment. We got to take their names. We got to turn. Black is beautiful. That's the same thing what we had. We had to take black and redefine black. What we need to do is get 100,000 people down there and go down there to the White House. You hear me? Hey, we finna change the entire definition. You hear me? We're no longer going to let you people define us and make. Please believe why would they give us any keys to liberate ourselves away from oppression? And they're in a masterful position. They say, shut up, nigga, and dribble. You hear me? You hear me? Shut up and dribble. So we have to start looking at people better, you know, and we got to start respecting people. Self-love, self-respect. Stop talking to people crazy. See, that's why this internet is crazy. They put fools on here who just can say whatever they want to any people. Hey, but they're not in a situation where it's really people getting killed over here because lack of disrespect. You hear me? People calling people all out their names. It's chaos going on. So we got the self-love, self-respect, and like you said earlier, self-preservation is the first law of the universe. Let's preserve ourselves because they're not trying to preserve us. Whoever the oppressor is, they killing. It's a war not only on African Americans the most, but it's a war on the human race right now. They really on some goddamn some Terminator shit. You hear me? They just seeing all the killing in the movie because, you know, we fucked up. And another thing with me is about the rap music always gets demonized. They said, oh, I can't listen to the rap music. It's terrible. I'm like, motherfucker, you just watched Saul. You just watched Jeffrey Dahmer. Probably got some serial killing shit going on right now on the TV. The favorite show has got some serial killing shit going on, some type of crime. So I like, why do we all still in today, America, the black man is the face of the murdering. You hear me? We the face of killing. We not making no goddamn guns. We don't own no drug corporations. We the face of dope dealing. You hear me? Not Purdue, not Johnson & Johnson. Everybody's out of their fucking minds right now. You hear me? Everybody's high on narcos from the doctor. You hear me? That's now, you hear me? And we justify, you hear me? When we start justifying the high, that's where you know it really got you. Because I'm an advocate of the weed. You hear? I'm a fight tooth and nail. It's herbs and it's healing properties, you know, but as they sipping on their drink, you hear me? Alcohol killing more people than drugs ever could yearly. They do it in a couple months. You hear me? They top the numbers. Alcohol is the drunk driving, you know. So America, with all those strong values that we just talked about right there, why do we demonize our youth? Or is my youth your youth? Is that the same? Is it no longer an African village? It takes a village to raise a child. It's not. We in America. It's fuck you. It's mine. It's what's up on me. You hear me? I'm not worried about your youth. I'm worried about long as mine's me and mine's are straight. Oh, no, man, that's not our culture. You hear me? See, we got to start learning about our culture because it's a rich, illustrious culture that everybody is exploiting except us. That's my piece. Everybody exploiting our shit, bro. And it's to the point where it's like, goddamn. All we worried about is I damn near got into it with this nigga talking about the hood store. Nigga, this is the Arab store, nigga. Don't make me fuck you up over this shit, nigga. You hear me? You little dumbass nigga. You had to talk to me. You talking about your store, nigga. You ain't counting none of the money in here. You hear me? It was a little youngster, though. We had a little altercation, but we patched it up. Hopefully, it was tripping. You hear me? Oh, I can start hearing dueling me. Hey, brother, man, you little shit. That's my little piece, bro.
Bro, appreciate that. Appreciate that insight. God body right there, man. Hey, brother is God body. Hey, bro, appreciate, man. I gotta get this closing statement. And shout out to the guys once again, Karmic Dynasty. We definitely appreciate you tapping in, man. And this right here. Nigga, for real. Nigga is from Naga, Comedic origin. Man. And then us against the virus, which is them. God body, you know, and say God bodies in their basement. Milk and honey land. That is right. Where the land has all the milk and honey. It has everything we need, but we work, wait on a check. You know, chase, where the money chase a check. You know, this is literally what we living in. So, hey, for real. So, hey, look, yo, we do have an origin that is dealt with in Kemetic principle. We have a origin. We have religion where all the religions came from. They wrote it in stone before they wrote it on paper. So understand, we getting a watered down version of everything. The true insight comes from within. It doesn't come from without. You know, it's not coming from outside of you. It's coming from inside of you. Yeah, the virus is everything that you face from day to day. This stuff is on the outside of you. So when you start chasing things on the outside of you, you can run into anything. You know, anything is possible. We never know. You know, so we have to learn to start connecting from a cellular level. Like our ancestors, they cried, worship, which they seen us in these days that we are in today. They seen it before we even could live it out here. We left ourselves clues. Even look from day to day. You will see that in dreams. You can have certain stuff to be like, damn, I seen this before. Like I seen that person somewhere. I don't know. They look familiar. Bro, I done had so many people say, I know you from somewhere. Never had met like, oh yeah, I can. However which way these things happen because there is an awakening. There is a true awakening taking place amongst people now. I mean, we can act like we don't see it today, but hey, these people that's doing all this, these disease, all of this stuff that you see is something to try to stop the awakening. Yeah, we don't live here on this planet alone. Like there's a lot of things that are true that we're going to act like it's not true, but it's obvious it's true. You know, we talking through this app, YouTube, get the subscribers up, all these different things we could do. Grown people act, man, it's great. I think these are great tools to use to wake back up the original tools that really invented everything, you know, the invention. Yeah, we got to tap back into the norm. My closing statement, though, man, is, you know, is rap music. I don't want to have anything to do with what this generation considers rap music. You know, hip hop had a purpose. Higher infinite power, helping our people. With what they call rap, they've only used it as a divide and conquer method. They said, we're going to talk about gangster rap. Now we're going to talk about trap music. It hasn't been one thing that you could use something positive for as far as building when they, whoever they is, and they, I want to share the light. Like I want to be the person that pop the flashlight open and say, look, man, there's they right there. Shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else got to do it. Hey, fuck it. Shit. Light on, boom. I'm going to put it on their ass. Like, so it can't be in rap, just one person say, man, I functionates with all the street people. And then I can go into church and functionate with them too. Because I can speak to them a different kind of way. So when you can go everywhere, then you God body. You know, they don't want God body in rap music. They don't want that. They have set up a system to where people going to compete with you. You're going to get assassinated. You're going to get your ass assassinated quick with niggas with chains on, and we all beat. It's a constant competition. You see what happened to they say Jay-Z is the greatest rapper. I say big ups to Jay-Z. Big ups to Jay-Z. But everybody know when Tupac was there, bro, you really didn't hear Jay-Z like that. Like, it's just the truth. But Jay-Z has longevity. He did his thing. Jay-Z, I would never, Jay-Z call himself whole. He connects and taps into the source. He calls himself and speaks from the source. Big ups to Jay-Z. I would never take away from that. But Tupac definitely had a different energy. He was staring up things. He was staring up the Nets Hornets. You know, you to come out with an album called Illuminati. Way back then, like we not even in these days. We talking about way back then. Bro's doing it. So, you know, at a certain point, man, if we're gonna talk about rap music, we have to get to the truth and light and what really is rap music. What have we allowed this thing to be taken? If I'm gonna be a part of a culture, I'm gonna control what's a part of that culture. You know, I'm not gonna call something my culture and somebody else run it. It's not happening. I have a problem with authority. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Hey, this is how we do it for real. Hey, and I think we all should have a problem with authority. And when I say that, yes, I'm gonna say it and say it like this. We have young people following us. So if they watch you thinking in a box, if a young person say, I see Sonic, I'm Sonic, I can run as fast as Sonic, and they take off, and you like, damn, this mother really think that's working. He thinking he's Sonic, he's starting to damn near run like Sonic for real. Why should I cap that person? No, don't let nobody cap you. Now, having a planned out life, a planned out measurements, yes, we should do that. But we're not gonna let nobody from outside of us come in and say this is rap. Yeah, trap, gangster, yeah, hell yeah. Do it. But you do one thing right. Nah, we ain't gonna do it. Nah, hell nah, we ain't gonna do it. And T.I. snitch. You know what I'm saying? Hell nah. T.I. just said he snitched. I can't fuck with that. Hell, I can't fuck with it. This has become rap music. You know, this has become rap music. We all live by this game, and now we on the stage, we don't want to play. That's my closing statement.
I can dig that. Appreciate that insight. This is how powerful rap music is. Like I say, this is how they can exploit it and they can teach us to hate it. Because they no longer talking or assassinating politicians or preachers or the so-called truth speakers. But the real truth speakers, because the voice would be silenced if it wasn't for the rap music, because everybody else is being controlled. You know, it's the authority. They gonna tell you can't get up here and tell the rappers what to say. You can tell Martin Luther King what he can say though. He had to get that speech approved from the president. Oh yeah, say that one. Yeah, work together. Yeah, hip hop parade. All that kumbaya shit that they teaching niggas. So maybe it's time. Those are classic records, you know, because the black on black crime, like I say, in the music that we discussed it by and things of that, and this is the common folklore with the conscious community. After they watch Saw, John Wick, Predator, 007, every other killing massacre movie in the world, but when we do it, because they're always talking about a higher power. I'm like, when is the superhero going? Surely it's time to step in now. Surely it's time to step in right now. Because we're losing the battle that we've been losing, but it's this big illusion. Oh, I'm free. I have nice things. I have nice garments. I'm doing better than the rest of you niggers. You know, I have a nice house. I got see, our problem is classism issues. We fucked up. You hear me? Because we adapted a culture that's not ours. You hear me? So yeah, man, we gotta grow as we go, man. And knowing it's half the battle. A belief system is I can't argue with what you believe. We just gotta stand on some type of solid foundation, you know. And so man, in closing, man, we gotta do better. And this assassination that's going on, this is our young life. And that's how powerful that the people that are in charge, because like I said, they're not assassinating no politicians or nothing, but they scared of the rappers. Just leave that as food for thought. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all pulling up and y'all messing with us. Peace, guys and goddesses. Salute.